It might seem odd to pose a philosophical question about the nature of truth in a video about PHP. After all, there's no ambiguity about the comparisons we've used in if-else conditions so far. One value is either equal to another or greater than it, or it isn't. What's true and false is clear-cut. But in common with other programming languages, PHP supports the concept of values that are implicitly true or false. Sometimes these are called truthy and falsy values. JavaScript shares the same concept, but PHP's definition of true and false is slightly different. Let's start with what PHP regards as false. The keywords false and null. These are keywords, so they should never be wrapped in quotes. If you use quotes, they're regarded as ordinary strings. Both false and null are case insensitive. 0, either as a number or as a string. In other words, the number 0 between quotes, but not spelled out as a word. An empty string. That's a pair of quotes with nothing between them, not even a space. If you include a space between the quotes, it's no longer regarded as empty. An array with 0 elements. This is an important difference from JavaScript, which always treats an array as true. We'll be covering arrays in detail in the next chapter. PHP also regards a simple XML object created from empty tags as being false. Simple XML objects are an advanced topic we won't be covering in this course. So for our purposes, PHP regards as false the case-insensitive keywords false and null, 0 as a number or as a string, an empty string, and an array with no elements. So what else? That's it. Everything else is regarded as being true. Well, there is another value that's regarded as false, and that's an unset variable. However, you shouldn't rely on unset variables in a condition without first testing them because they generate an error. Always use the isSet function to check whether a variable exists like this. Passing the name of a variable as an argument to isSet returns true if it exists and false if it doesn't. Most of the time, using values as implicitly true or false is straightforward, but watch out for the following values which are always true. -1. Don't be misled by the fact that it sometimes means not found in JavaScript. Also, false and null are regarded as true if you wrap them in quotes. The only strings that are treated as false are an empty string and a numeric representation of 0 in quotes. So that's a quick overview of what PHP regards as true and false. We'll start using truthy and falsy values when making decisions later in the course.